For tomorrow, can we start with injury news? In particular, I know John Stead missed the weekend. Is there a latest on him and anyone else?
Yeah, Steady's pushing well. He had a nice little fitness test today. We'll just see how it reacts this afternoon and in the morning, and then we'll make the call then. But it's looking positive.
One good thing from the weekend is Richard Duffy being back in your lineup. Came in right at the end of the game. How crucial is he going forward for you?
Again, he's got great experience in this league. He's a well-known figure at the club. It was disappointing to come straight in and straight away he's done a massive injury. But again, he's worked so hard to get back to where he's got back to. And full credit to not only my medical staff, but to him to get back and to be ready to be in contention.
With you being at the wrong end of the table at the moment, are these experienced players crucial for you going forward?
Every player is crucial. Every player is crucial. And I don't want to be able to just say, oh, well, it's only because of these players there, them players over there. No, every player is crucial in times like this. But even when you're at the top of the table, every player is crucial because we know in a season anything can happen. Injuries can happen, and the players that may not be featuring at the moment will have to come in, and then when they come in, they have their chance to be able to claim that jersey.
There were some experienced players missing from your squad at the weekend, but there was some youth in there. How much of a part do you see them playing this season?
Look, I'm a believer in you work hard in training, you get your opportunities. Like I said, we had an unfortunate incident with Stead that we took precaution in. We needed another striker, and Kewell stepped up to the plate, and I felt he done excellent when he came on, for 20 minutes. I knew it was a big ask for Christian. Coming into a game like this, playing against three centre halves, he wasn't going to get a lot of the ball. And when he got the ball, he was always going to be hounded. But I thought he worked well. He tried to do as much as he can, and it's just a little bit of probably match fitness for Christian. But again, I thought he did well enough. But to be able to introduce Keon into the game at a stage like that, 20 minutes, I thought he was excellent, and I enjoyed his performance.
As a player who came through a renowned youth system, and you're now working with someone in Paul Hart who is a king of youth systems, for want of a better phrase, is that something that you see and have a passion to develop during your time here, the youth system?
I think at the moment with the whole youth system created in European football at the moment, it's different to how we started. There's a lot of question marks, especially from players that came up through the youth system, and it felt like when they grew up it's a different kind of style now. There's things that can be done and not be done now. So I think it's different to be able to handle it. That's why we have someone like Paul in to kind of control that situation where I can fully focus in on my team, my first team, and make sure they're well prepared. But being able to be fully confident in when young players do come up, they know what I'm expecting. And Paul and Steve Chettle can deliver that.
And is it harder now at a club like Notts County, because almost feels at the moment a young player gets anywhere near a first team, or scouts from bigger clubs realise how good they are, that they get taken away from you almost straight away. You have to really work to keep them. So does that make it harder?
Well, when you say that, the only way that they would like scamper or run away or go to a different club is because you're not treating them right. If you look after them, train them well, again, it's not about money. It's not about the training ground. It's not about the venue. It's about making them better players. And if you're making them better players, and one, they can see that, two, their parents can see that, there's no reason why they should go.
A few days on from the draw at Port Vale, the crazy end, I guess, to the game, what are your reflections and thoughts now you've had time to analyse it?
Look, I feel we done well, because I think the one thing that we're missing out is that Port Vale have been on, 5 games? They haven't conceded a goal in over nearly close to 400 minutes. So to go to Port Vale and to score 2 goals and, come so close to winning the game, that's a positive. I felt we were good in the first half. We were trying to play the right way. We were working the football, got a good goal, but we were ourselves our own downfall by playing silly passes, and passes that were simple, but we made them difficult, and they kind of broke on that. The win was, you could turn around and say you can use it as an advantage or an excuse, but the wind was quite strong, and we knew we had to defend second half. And as Port Vale do, they have a fantastic striker in Pope that knows the leagues very well and can be a handful for not only 2 but maybe 3 centre halves. And unfortunately, we did everything except just clear our lines. We could have pushed up just at that vital bit to catch them offside, but we didn't. But I thought we defended well, worked hard, and like I said, I would have liked 3 points, but again, a point is good.
Quick turnaround for Oldham on Tuesday. What can you expect from them here at Meadow Lane?
It'll be a good game, I'm not going to lie. I think they're going through a difficult spell as well. They're a strong 4-4-2, or they could play in a 4-2-3-1. Good old-fashioned team where they've got the big strikers up top, like a challenge. And again, they've got their wide players that like to cut inside and be tricky and put crosses in. Very, very strong on set pieces. So for us, it's going to be, again, us concentrating, working hard, and working the ball and trying to create opportunities.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Enzo Baldwin's performance in the first half was absolutely fantastic, and probably underline why he's going to be a key player for you this year. How happy are you with his development since you've come into the club?
I'm happy not only with Enzo, I'm happy with Kane, I'm happy with Lewis, I'm happy with Hewitt and Milson, because I've asked them to. We're trying something different, and it's going to take time. And once it's in full operation, it's going to look great. But it takes time to create this, to work at it, because they're not going to be used to it. Yes, Enzio's been. He was excellent for me last year in Crawley. He's playing fantastic. He's playing with confidence. He loves being at this club. This club is massive for him. He's enjoying it. You can see he's enjoying it because he's confident on the ball. And he's creating chances not only for himself but for his teammates as well. And for me and other people have benefited from that, especially Kane. You know, I thought Enzio did score the goal on the weekend, but Kane 100% said it was his goal. So again, but Kane's, even though I'm asking him to play in a kind of a different role, but I think he's on 4 or 5 goals now already. So he's starting to get back up there, which is fantastic. And again, Lewis, Hewitt, they're all working hard, and again, they're trying to accept my challenges.
It's interesting you talk about Kane, because obviously he had some chances in that game against Swindon, and it doesn't look like he's a player who lets that affect his confidence. And, you know, you miss a few, he still gets in really good positions, doesn't he?
Great players don't let chances dictate to them. You know, they're in there for a reason, because they're creating the chances for themselves. So they have to. Okay, they can be disappointed that they're missing the chances, but I'd rather them be in there. The worst case scenario, just make sure you hit the target. And he hits the target. You can't help sometimes a keeper can have a worldie of a day, and he can save left, right and centre, and it's just one of those days. And then there's days that he will shoot and it'll come off his shin and it will go in. You know, it's usually the sweet ones that don't go in. It's usually the ones that you miss go in. So it's just one of those. But I'm just happy that he's in them areas and he's creating the chances.
How far away, it's interesting you talk about the 5 players, the Hewitt, Milson, Kane, Enzio, how far away do you think they are from fully understanding the grasping the way that you want to play?
They're not far, especially up here, in their mind. So they understand the ideas. It's just about them replicating it and being strong enough and fit enough and mentally tough enough to be able to do it. And now that's why we've brought in a fitness guy in that I've worked with before that is going to start implementing the ideas of what I want, so they're going to be prepared for that.
Is that game fitness, are we talking? Because I imagine the way you want to play is quite demanding, isn't it?
It is quite demanding, but it's more repetition. Yeah. You know, to be able to get the confidence in them, to be able to believe that they can do it.
Oldham tomorrow night, what game are you expecting? I suppose the home form is something that you're going to have to be pretty strong this season, aren't you?
I beg to differ. I think we've been good home and away, and I think we can all probably sit here and go, since I've been here, yeah, the first maybe 1 or 2 games a little bit off, then we kind of settled in. Macclesfield wasn't a nice game. Bury was a completely off game, but other than that, the other games have been very positive and very good, home and away, and we've kind of dominated teams away from home. But again, when you dominate teams, you've got to be able to put the ball away. There's no point in creating chances and not scoring, because you always leave yourself vulnerable. And again, I go back to Port Vale. I feel, and I sat in there afterwards, and they would have been disappointed if they had lost the game. But I was questioning. I was going, well, why would you be disappointed? You play a certain type, which is fantastic, you know, and that does them a lot of good, and they get a lot of joy from it. But I felt we dealt with it. It is just that one bit of moment where we kind of just got caught in. If we would have just pushed up that little bit, it wouldn't have happened. But we learn from them, and we must go on.
Do you think that's what's undermining the progress? Is those little split moments of concentration?
Yeah, you could probably say that. But again, we tried to make a substitute. Things weren't just clicking ready to go on there, and then all of a sudden you could see the goal, and you know, you're sitting there going, if only the ref would have just put the board up. But these are the things you've just got to keep plugging away. But look, I'm confident in my team. I'm confident in the way that we're heading in the direction, and we always knew this was going to be tough. If we just look at the past 3-4 years of what Nottingham County have had, hasn't been fantastic. They've probably had a spell of 6 months where it's been fantastic, and then it's kind of drifted off again. So there's an underlying thing, and that's why we're all working together to correct it and make sure that when we do push forward from now on, we're on a solid foundation and we push forward positively.
Andy Kelly, Noor Hussain, Terry Hawkridge, etc. all missed Saturday. What have they got to do to get back into the squad?
Wait for their opportunity, unfortunately. I got asked that question after the game. I can't put 24 people on the bench. You know, you can only put so many people on the bench. So you have to make exceptions. And I always go on performances during the training, and don't get me wrong, they're working hard and they have to be patient. And once they get their chance, they've got to take it. And once they take it, then it's theirs.